While there may be 0 students on campus with wheelchairs, there are many who have become temporarily disabled and need to use crutches or canes. At Northwestern, this can be a lot easier in some dorms than others. Take freshman Devin Shen, who after falling and fracturing his lower spine on ice, required the use of crutches and is now using a cane.
I previously lived in 2303 Sheridan, but I applied for a housing accommodation. Just getting upstairs and downstairs is very difficult.
Now, Shen lives on the first floor of Elder, which is far more accessible for students. However, even the more handicap-accessible dorms have their fault. Austin Vince lives in Elder as well, and his time on crutches there were less than perfect.
You find Elder to be? For the most part, it was pretty accessible. The only problem I ran into is when the elevators didn't work. About a sixth of the time, maybe, it was out of order.
Some of the recently renovated dorms, such as Willard, are much easier to navigate for students with physical disabilities than others. Faculty and resident Ben Gorva believes this has a lot to do with the recent change in the school's outlook.
It seems to me like they've done a reasonably good job kind of retrofitting the building to meet ADA requirements. So I think in general, the university, they've made updates, they've prioritized accessibility.
The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, requirement that Gorvine mentioned are very important. In 2010, the requirement for building accessibilities were changed drastically. Thus, a dorm like Shepherd, which was renovated just last year, is very different than some of the older buildings.
Well, prior to being faculty in residence here, I was the faculty chair over at SMQ, Shepherd Res College, and the former South Mid Quads building was pretty inaccessible. And when they redid both SMQ and NMQ, they did a really good job of making sure there's an accessible entrance.
Bob, faculty in residence Tali Figueroa, also recognizes that there are some issues in the older buildings.
And Bob McCulloch's older buildings are accessible to some areas, and there's some areas that are not accessible. So the lounges, the Big Bob and the Big Bob McCulloch lounge are only accessible through stairs.
The university may be making many changes to make the campus more accessible. The dorms still experience many problems. This is Sam Heller with Medill, signing off.